Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm outside. You know what this means. We are clearly here for my Goat Picks My TBR. And I figured, you're already chewing on the tripod, we're off to a smashing start. I figured we might as well just start outside and start with Napoleon first, go through his choices, and then I'll head inside when I've reached my threshold of them chewing on my equipment. Then I'll get into the book club books that I'm going to be reading this month in case you guys want to read along with me, any arcs that I have planned, anything else that I just definitely want to get to that I don't need to give him a choice of. So I've got my bag of books. For everybody who asks where I get this tote bag from, every single time I feature it in a video, it came in one of the special edition boxes when A Court of Frost and Starlight released. I want to say this came in like the Illumicrate box, so I don't know where you guys can get this, but that's where it's from because I know that gets asked every single time I have this bag in a video. Everybody's just already chewing on everything, so let's just get to some picking. So the first two books that I have are two books that have been sitting on my shelf for a really long time. I have The Enchanted by Renee Denfield. I know this is going to be a hard-hitting book, but it's like somewhat short. And I also have The Illumination by Kevin Brockmeyer. These are both books that have been sitting on my shelves for years that I've always wanted to read and just never picked up. So now I'm going to pick one of them up. All right, well, Napoleon's off scratching himself back there, so we have Neville. Do you want to choose? Let's have Neville choose. Which one should I read? This one? Which one? This is a serious decision, man. Oh, we're going with The Illumination. That was a distinct choice. I thought Napoleon was the only distinct chooser, but it looks like we have another one in the family. Does everybody agree? We've got three of them saying The Illumination. So I guess this is what I'm reading. Okay, I tried to move to where it's like not blindingly sunny in my face. But the next choices that I have are two Apolycon authors. I'm trying to make a point every month to read at least one new Apolycon author, as in like Apolycon 2020 will be signing there. New to me at least. So I have two choices. Don't pick yet. So I've been wanting to read The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros for a long time, but I know it's going to emotionally traumatize me, so I've been putting it off. So that is on the list. Stop. I have that paired with The Waterfall Effect by K.K. Allen. I love K.K. Allen's books. I've only read Center of Gravity so far, and I believe this is Small Town, which is like my jam right now. So these are the two Apolycon authors that I am picking this month. Do you want to pick? Here you go. You can choose. Do we really? We don't even want to consider Last Letter? I'm going to say this is a very distinct Waterfall Effect choice made by both Neville and Napoleon. You don't want to consider this one at all? Nope, not at all. Okay, and now we're fighting. Definitely Waterfall Effect, so I guess I'll be reading this one. The next two books I have are two hard-hitting YA contemporaries. The first one is Anger is a Gift by Marco Shiro. I know this tackles basically a lot of things in YA that haven't really been touched yet, like school prejudice and school controversy. So we have that one, and I also have Heroine by Mindy Mcginnis. So obviously we can guess what this one is going to be about. Can we stop fighting everybody? Okay, which one? Which one do you think? Can we just pick a book instead of fight each other? Are we feeling real feisty today? What do you think, Neville? Which one? Which one do you want to do? Oh, Anger is a Gift. Guys, Neville might be taken over as my chooser and my life decision maker. Are you sure? Who knew that I had a second decision maker in the family, but it looks very clear that this is the book that I should be reading this month. So thank you. Okay, and the last two books that I have paired are just two kind of books that I feel like I'm gonna be in the mood to read. I'm trying to leave a lot of November open to mood reads. So I have two kind of like small town feel-good romances that I just really want to get to. So I have Blue Notes by Carrie Lofty. Don't really know much about it, but it looks adorable and cute and like a perfect like Thanksgiving time read. And I also have Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker, just because I haven't finished all of K.A. Tucker's books, and I believe this is set in a small town. That's all I really know. So, Neville, do you want to choose? Which one? Which one do you think? Check both of them out. Yup, Blue Notes it is. We have like a definite decision maker on our hands. Napoleon, what are you doing? Your brother's taking over your job. He's just busy fighting Merlin right now. There he is. Can you see him? They're just duking it out like boys do. Alrighty, so those are all of the books that are handpicked by my goats. I'm gonna head inside and I'm gonna go over the other books that I have picked out for this month, like ARCs and book clubs and like assigned reading type of things. So I will see you guys inside. Okay, we are inside again, and these are my goat chosen books. It was a variety pack this week of goats that we're choosing. Napoleon just was not feeling it, which I get that. Sometimes you just can't make decisions. I respect it. So these are the 4 that he chose that I'm going to attempt to get to. I don't take any of my TBR videos too strictly seriously aside from like my book club picks. So these are the tentative TBR goat chosen books. And getting into my book club books that I'm going to be doing this month, we generally only do 1 book, but it has come to my attention that a lot of people are also fellow romance readers and they wanted to do a romance book. So we started this past month, and we're gonna try again this coming month and see how it goes. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The actual book that we chose for the month of November for like the whole crew, we are going to be reading Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I still haven't learned how to say that, even though I know literally everybody talks about this book in their videos. How does everybody else pronounce it? I don't know. Shockingly, everybody voted for this book. Like, I know a lot of people have already read this, a lot of people are reading this currently. And we tend to pick a lot of backlist titles for my club, so this was like a new and exciting thing. So we're going to be picking this up the 3rd week of November. In case you guys would like to read along, my book club will be linked down in the description. It is always down there in case you guys ever want to join on, but it's not a super complicated thing. I basically break the book down into chunks to read every day, and we just have like a post where we discuss that day's section. That's it. It's very simple. So if you guys would like to join in, the link will be down in the description, and the reading schedule is already posted in the announcements, so I will be definitely picking this book up in November. I'm very excited because I've heard amazing things. And the romance book that won the poll this month was shocking to me, and I'm curious to see how it's gonna go. I'm very tentatively making this the romance pick. Everybody wanted to read A Lesson in Thorns by Simone. I don't know if everybody knows how, smutty this book is gonna be, but I'm on board. We'll see how it ends up going, but I'm very excited to pick this up. So again, this one will be immediately following this, so this will most likely be the last week of November that we are reading this in case you guys would like to join along. But I know there's a lot of polyamory in this, a lot of multi-people schmutty, and I'm ready for this. It's gonna be a good time. I also wanted to say that I did put a disclaimer for that book. If that's not everybody's jam, I understand, and not everybody is going to read the more erotica type of romance books, because I don't think this book is as wholesome as like The Simple Wild was. That's the book we read in October. That book is all around an amazing book. There was so much to that. I don't know how well developed the actual cast and story is of this other than the smut part. So for those of you who are looking for a slightly more tame romance read, I am also going to be picking up Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. This is also more easily accessible. This is an indie published book. This one is not, so this is going to be at more libraries. So I'm going to be picking this up the same week as that one, just bounce back and forth between discussions for it. This is probably going to be my first historical romance, like adult historical romance, and I'm easing into it. That is not my genre. It's just out of my comfort zone. I generally don't read historical anything, especially historical romance. So I think this is going to be a very lighthearted, easy step into it. I'm hoping, at least. If you've read this already, please let me know, because I'm anxious already. Alrighty, and then moving into a few ARCs or advanced copies that I have of books that are coming out soon. I am really excited to pick up A Constellation of Roses by Brenda. I think this is gonna be great. I'm really excited about it. I still haven't read The Deepest Roots by her, so I might read both of those. I feel like both of those are good November stories. But both of them are completely separate standalone stories, but they both seem very similar about like kind of like a group of friends who all kind of have some sort of bizarre type of ability or power. I'm using power very loosely. They have like some strange ability to like find lost things or like fix things that are broken, and both of those books seem very similar. But this one is releasing in November, so I need to read it. So I have this on the pile. I also have Heartstrings and Other Breakable Things by Jacqueline Firkins. This, I think, is just gonna be a good old fluffy standard YA contemporary romance. Everything about the synopsis of this just screams like Casey West or like Emma Mills, like classic YA contemporary fluff, which I really need. After the month that I had in October of reading some dark shit, I really need some fluff. So I'm adding this on, and I believe this comes out in December, so I do need to read it in November. And then I'm starting Christmas early, guys. I'm gonna pick up The Christmas Keeper by Jen McKinley. I believe this releases in November. I'm basically gonna try and start reading Christmas stories in advance to let you guys know which ones I think are good for the month of December. That's what my plan was, but I don't have that many ready to go. So this is the only one that I'm like raring to read right now. This is obviously going to be more of a Western Christmas romance, as you can tell by the cowboy hat on the cover. I'm just really excited. I think it's second chance, big city girl, small town boy type of story, which is like my shit right now. So I am just feeling the need for some holiday cheer right now. Even though it's early, I'm one of those people. Embrace it. And the only other books that I have set aside are just kind of ones that I know for sure that I'm going to be getting to, and the first one is The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. This is her newest release. This just came out last week, and I believe that the second one in this duet releases in late November. I actually have to check that. I'm pretty sure it's late November. So I have a feeling I'm just gonna binge right through these. You guys know that I'm trash for Kennedy Ryan. She's probably my favorite author at the moment, and I have read almost everything by her, and this is just her newest release. I've heard amazing things. I can't wait to get to it. I believe this is going to be also way out of my comfort zone. She writes really good modern romances that tackle really important societal issues in the romance story, and I believe this one is set in DC, and it's tackling some politics which are gonna make me uncomfortable, but it's probably gonna be incredibly vital to read right now in the political climate that we are in. So I'm so excited. All of the early readers are just like saying this is one of her best works yet. And I'm over here like, but all of her other stuff is so good. How can this be her best? But I have high hopes. So this will definitely be happening, and possibly the second one in November. I'm very excited. And that's gonna wrap up my November TBR. I try and keep these very loosely based. Like, I choose 4 from my goats. I have my book club books. I have a couple that I just need to get to, and then I leave it open for mood reading. You guys know that I generally read around 20 to 30 books a month, so this is a very limited fraction of what I actually get to. So these are the tentative reading plans as of right now. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are going to be reading in the month of November, and if you guys are excited for the holidays, because like, I'm trying to contain myself, but I'm very excited already. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one.